Hello there. We're going to take a quick peek at the financial progress and savings graphs. So from the teacher website, it looks the same on the student one. If you go to Simulations 2, you're going to scroll down and see financial progress and savings graphs. Now these are basically designed for the students to keep track of their progress as they move through their simulated year. So if we click Explore, the first one that's going to come up is the financial progress. This is kind of like their bank account balance. So students are going to be given a certain amount of starting cash, so 14,000 and then the suggested amount, and then at each month they're going to be recording where their bank account balance stands. So as they're going through the simulation, that you're going to see that certain trends are going to start to emerge, certain patterns you're going to start to see. So you can see as I'm entering data, the graph is updating. And what this allows is a very quick visual assessment of how the student is doing. You're not formally assessing it necessarily, you're just going to be walking around. You could do this as a startup for the class, saying, hey, everyone pull out your graphs, I want to check and see how you're doing, and a really quick allows you to see, is the student on a downward spiral, or are they going to be able to survive, do you think? So if we start seeing trends like this where they're just on the downward slope, something is wrong, and that student you're probably going to want to be chatting with. Maybe they've made bad decisions, maybe they're doing something just wrong, it's hard to say. But if you start seeing graphs that look like this, where there's a bit of a plummet, they're spending money, but then they make a bit of money back and it kind of keeps going, but they're slowly climbing out of debt, that's what it is that we're looking for. Because it's not the final result that matters in this case, it is just, are they on the right track? Because it's a long game, as we all know, to for tracking finances. Now this data is saved for the students. So in each of the books there is a special code that will allow this data to be saved. So the students will actually be able to continually populate this as they move through. This particular graph, as well as the second one I'm going to show you in just a second here, is mobile friendly as well. So they're able to enter the data using their mobile device. It will populate just fine. And you're also able to print this. So you probably want to wait until the end to print it, but you could print it at any point. You could say print it at 6 months, submit it to me. You could print it as a PDF and they could email it to you, whatever you decide to do, but it does print out actually quite nicely. So it makes it very easy to track the data. The second graph is the savings graph. This is where the students are tracking how much money they've actually put away towards their long-term savings goal. So we'll make up a goal here of $3,000 and they want to make it in 12 months. So as soon as I entered 3,000, you'll see that this green line appeared. That is their marker, if you will. And then as they move through, they're going to be saving certain amounts of money throughout the year. And the graph is going to start to populate. And I'll do 3 of them here, just completely random. Oops. And the end result is not, the hard line shows what they actually have in the bank account, the dotted line shows the projection. So if they were to continue this saving trend, they would make their goal at about 9 months. And the nice thing with the projections is as you cursor over it at the different month markers, it's going to show you what the projected amount will be. Now, of course, that's consistent on them doing the same amount of savings every single month, but it's a good indicator of where they're going. It also allows them to project into the future. So go beyond the current calendar year, go past 12 months. They can go up to 10 years in the future. So the graph will readjust and show them, if I continue this saving trend for 10 years, just how much money you will have saved. Now this is not including interest. This is just based on the principal amount that they have put in themselves, but it still gives them a sense that, oh, in 10 years I'm going to have $41,000 if I save that particular amount of money every single month. So again, it just gives a talking point for the students, lets them kind of see where things are going, and lets them kind of view into the future, if you will. So those are the 2 graphs that are accessible for the students, and hopefully they are informative for your students as they have been for ours.